Hello, and we're back again on your favorite show, TS, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they bloody hell may. And on this, our motto is truth crashed to earth shall rise again. Nothing can be done by me or you. It is the truth. No matter how far you crash into the earth, it shall rise again. And the promise that I've made to all Jandam, I know you're going to step up your activity. My step up crank, I'll be disappointed. I'm not going to step up the Jandam activity. But let me also promise you, we're going to step up also our suffocation activity. Where we suffocate your Jandam with nothing but the truth. That's all I say. Because as I say all the time, because it is nation time. What time is it? The response is it's nation time. Chale, yeah, Brim. We have to build this nation. And whatever we need to do to make things right, we will. And today, I want to talk about the all famous 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy. There have been some discussion on it. They were discussing in Parliament that there is a bill to actually start talking about setting up an authority for the 24-hour economy.
We just passed the 24-hour economy authority bill. You will recall that the promise to transform the economy so that the economy will become a major employer, providing jobs and livelihoods for the millions of youth who teamed to vote for the National Democratic Congress, was partly hinged on the implementation of the 24-hour economy model. An economic model that will see the country work 24 hours. And if the country is working 24 hours, it will mean that we need more labor to be able to work the 24 hours. And work will be done in several shifts. It could be 2 shifts, there could be 3 shifts, but there will be several shifts. There will be the shift that will be during the daytime, and there will be the shift that will work during the nighttime.
And there were some reactions to it. People who didn't understand it and who don't want it. I want you to see some of the reactions before I start the show today. Here, check out some of these reactions.
The best conclusion I can say about this is much ado about nothing. I don't see the head and tail, and I would advise the Attorney General that this, my brother, must be bold and advise that this bill must be withdrawn, be looked into, and if possible, be presented again.
This authority is just going to be tough for the men. It's just going to be an authority where we'll have another CEO, 3 deputy CEOs, corporate affairs manager, this person, the people President Mahama has still not found jobs for. The only job that is 133 in the office, the job of Speaker of Parliament, is the job where you have Right Honorable Abin Babin do 1 shift, and you yourself, the Speaker, Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, do the 2nd shift, and the 2nd Deputy Speaker does the 3rd shift. The only job in Ghana that is 133 is the job of the Speaker of Parliament. But anyway, that is not 24 hours. And that is not 8-hourly shift.
You remember the launch of your manifesto when His Excellency the President, then candidate, had the clock behind him. 133. 1 job, 3 staff, 3 shifts. Mr. Speaker, we have read this bill from clause 1 to clause 28. There is no mention whatsoever from clause 1 to 28. There is no mention of an around-the-clock working cycle. There is no mention of it here. If there's any Ghanaian youth out there who labors under the apprehension that what the government has brought is about 24-hour working cycle, please read it. It's not in it.
Yeah, I just wanted to just get a feel of some of the sentiments that have been expressed by the minority in terms of the 24-hour economy. Let me say something. When the whole idea of a 24-hour economy shot up during the campaign, was way before the election.
Leadership is about vision, and the 24-hour economy is the vision to create decent and well-paying jobs. When I talk about a 24-hour economy, we need to understand the underlying vision behind that policy. The 24-hour economy is the means to an end, and the end is putting Ghana on a solid foundation for accelerated growth and development. We need to attain the growth rhythm that will turn our country into a developed economy and eliminate the abject levels of poverty we are witnessing today. An economy that will manufacture many of its needs, including food and beverages, drugs, clothing, and more, such that we can address the exchange rate volatilities due to needless imports. The world is moving very fast. We need to keep up with this new rhythm. So first, think of the 24-hour economy as an accelerator, the best accelerator or catalyst we could possibly have. A 24-hour economy will increase the production and distribution of goods and services and accelerate the economic exchanges between people and companies. And with that, we will start growing at an unprecedented pace while providing decent jobs for our young people.
I think I was interviewed on StarChat. Bolare interviewed me. And he asked me, now KSM, what do you think about the 24-hour economy idea? And on StarChat, I said, I don't think it's going to be possible. And then he pushed me, you mean it's not going to be possible? I said, this is what I mean. Considering where the economy is now, mind you folks, I'm talking about before the election. I said, considering where the economy is now, considering how the economy has been put in shambles, you cannot possibly build a 24-hour economy on an economy that is bankrupt. I think that's what I said.
President Mahama says that let's give him another chance. He will fix it. 24-hour economy. He's going to introduce, a lot into the system.
I think the idea of a 24-hour economy is great. It's good to know that around the clock will be working and the economy will be moving. The only thing, my free advice to Mahama is to understand that a 24-hour economy is also very possible and something recommended when the economy is running. There's an economy that is booming, But where we are now,
he can't introduce 24-hour economy.
He will have to really, like I said, we're going in reverse. Stop that train. Put it stable and fix everything that you need to fix. And then let's move forward. And in our movement forward, fix the 24-hour thing about the economy and other things that you have to do. That's the only thing I'm saying. That.
But you can't come in and, as it is now, introduce 24-hour economy. Is that what you're saying?
No, you have to set things right.
Okay.
You have to set the economy on some kind of firmer footing.
The economy now is not on a firm footing?
No, the economy now is, what do they call those things? You know how you ski on snow? We now perform on snow. It's very smoothly going down. That's how it is.
Later on, I got some flack from some NDC people. One guy actually told me about KSM, what were you talking about? I was listening to you on a Bolare show, and he said that 24-hour economy is not possible. Then I explained to him, I said, I didn't say it is not possible. What I said then, and I'm still saying now, is that you can't build a 24-hour economy on a bankrupt economy. And I really believe that what was being inherited then was a bankrupt economy and a baseless economy. And on that, you couldn't build a 24-hour economy. This is what I said, though, way before the election. I said, this is what I said. And I said, the danger that I see is that I know Ghanaians. Meaning Ghana for a while. And I said that the danger I see that is that 2 months after the election, Ghanaians will go and knock on Mahama's door. Mahama, where are you? You said you're going to give us a 24-hour economy. Where is it? So based on that, I was saying, look, let's manage the expectations. Because I don't think the way Ghanaians were excited, the way we'll have a 24-hour economy, that as soon after the election, it's going to be a 24-hour economy. After having said that, let me now say what I want to talk about today. Honestly, I think so far, and we all know, some amazing accomplishments have been chalked by the NDC. We all know Mahama has chalked some amazing accomplishments.
Through decisive reforms, fiscal discipline, and bold policy choices, Ghana has stabilized its economy and restored confidence. Inflation has declined markedly, international reserves have improved, and our credit ratings have been upgraded, signaling renewed global confidence in Ghana's economic management. The Ghana cedi, our currency, has stabilized and investor sentiments have rebounded, as reflected in rising foreign direct investment inflows. We're on track to successfully conclude our IMF program by April 2026, demonstrating our firm commitment to fiscal sustainability, structural reform, and long-term economic transformation.
They're even now telling us that there's so much demand, the whole world, everybody wants to see him.
If you have seen in recent times attempts to say that President Mahama is probably falling in love with private jets, this is a different kind of private jet arrangement. It is because of the honor, the high demand, and the very great prestige that President Mahama has brought to the office of the President of Ghana, that he's so well sought after. He's in such high demand that world leaders are not taking no for an answer. They are not looking at his calendar, at his schedules, whatever they will do to lift him, airlift him to their countries and send him wherever he has to be next. They are doing that. And so for the record, that is the reason why you saw a different kind of jet here. Those of you who were at the airport with us, that explains it. I heard some of you say, "Yehu Ghana flag or jet," so you know. So that was a special jet from the ruler of the UAE. It was a similar arrangement with Qatar. On our way here this evening, Secretary to the President says we are in crisis. What do? The Africa Union Summit next week. Virtually all the leaders have requested for bilaterals, and international organizations are requesting for side events. So if the president is to even spend 10 days in Addis Ababa, he can't. And now we don't know who to offend, because this one, you can't use your private jet to take the president away from us. And that is the crisis we have. Who to politely say, let's postpone, let's reschedule, and all of that. So we all must be proud. President Mahama has restored the honor, the prestige to the high office of president. And Ghana has taken its rightful place in the Committee of Nations.
And I've given my advice anyway. But they've been quite amazing accomplishments. Okay, so let me tell you folks, the next attack from gendarmes, okay, the inflation, you say, this has come down, we see it. Fuel has come down, we see it. These good things have happened, we see it. The gold board has happened. It's boosting the appreciation of our city, we see it. There's even a refinery that from now we're going to start refining our old gold.
It is our policy to ensure that in the shortest possible time, we will not be exporting raw gold outside this country. this refinery today that has the capacity to do 2 tons, and now with an understanding that will begin with 1 ton per week, has employed approximately 162 workers. And they are adding value to our gold, and they are going to operate 24 hours in line with our 24-hour economy policy at the airport, and creating a gold industry. It's adding value to Ghana's gold. For the first time, you will be able to see a gold bar stamped in the name of Ghana Gold Board and the Central Bank.
Man, that is amazing. We see it. So the next level of Jandam will be like, hey, doom so jai, prices are okay, fuel but down, inflation cut down. Hey, and so what should we say? Oh, one more. The economy is not 24 hours now. Let's attack. Let's attack. Where is the 24-hour economy?
Hey, President Mahama. Hey, President Mahama. Hey, President Mahama. About the same 24-hour economy at Tonsium, you promised that you were going to create the enabling environment for businesses to thrive.
This, I predicted would happen. That's why I said then on the Bulaway show that it won't be possible, because it's not possible to build a 24-hour economy on a bankrupt setup.
I think the idea of a 24-hour economy is great. It's good to know that around the clock we'll be working and the economy will be moving. The only thing, my free advice to Mahama, is to understand that a 24-hour economy is also very possible and something recommended when the economy is running. There's an economy that is booming, you know. But where we are now,
he can't introduce 24-hour economy.
You will have to really, like I said, we're going in reverse. Stop that train. Put it stable and fix everything that you need to fix, and then let's start moving forward. And in our movement forward, fix the 24-hour thing about the economy and other things that you have to do. That's the only thing I'm saying. That.
But you can't come in and, as it is now, introduce 24-hour economy. Is that what you're saying?
No. You have to set things right.
Okay.
You have to set the economy on some kind of firmer footing.
The economy now is not on a firm footing?
No, the economy now is, what do they call those things? You know how you ski on snow? We now perform on snow. It's very smoothly going down. That's how it is.
But now things are improving, and things seem to be working. And gradually, we are going to get to the point where you see that it was going to trickle into businesses now opening 24 hours. But listen to this very well, my dear friends. Listen to this very well. It takes time. And here, that's why I say NDC Communications, you're going to have a missed call from me. Me, I blame you. That's why I started by showing you there. Where is it? We don't see it. That's why I started showing you what people are saying. And I'm going to tell you, NDC Communications, that I blame you. Ask me why. Folks, I'm standing here and I'm telling you the truth. Nobody really understands the 24-hour economy. We understand it in principle, and we are happy that there's going to be a 24-hour economy and all of that. But in terms of practically establishing it and what it means, dear, I am sorry, nobody really understands it. And I'm embarrassed to say that even some of the NDC communicators possibly do not really understand what it is. But let me tell you something, folks. If you're hearing about people saying, we don't see this, it's because people have not come out to explain. So today, I'm charging, I don't know who's been put on the 24-hour economy, I think it's Guzitando. I'm charging Guzitando, or whoever is the public relations person. Come out! Have pressers do radio interviews and explain. Because in the absence of an explanation, the gendarme is going to kick in so heavily, you won't know what hit you. Because, folks, I've been talking to people And I talked to a friend of mine, I said, oh, once the 24-hour economy comes, everything will be fine. Even the ministries will be operating 24 hours. Then I realized the extent to which people didn't understand the 24-hour economy. I kid you not. If you doubt me, commission Musa Dankwa. Tell Musa Dankwa, we beg you, go out there and do a survey and come back and tell us what do the people of Ghana think about the 24-hour economy. You'll be amazed at the answers that you get. And all I'm saying is that the answers you get is because no one has really come out to explain what a 24-hour economy is. Please, Ghana for. And I'm not the person to explain it all. It's not my duty to explain it. But let me say something. I lived in the country and I worked in that country for close to 20 years. And there's 24-hour economy in the US. So at least I know fully what it is. It means that there are certain corporations and private companies that are so productive and who are supplying things that are so much in demand that they have no choice but to make sure that they have people working 24 hours. There will be a first shift that will go in and sign it at 8 a.m. No, of course, sign in me a first shift. And they will probably work till 5 p.m. and then sign out. And then the second shift is there, taking over. And they will sign in and work from 5 p.m. to midnight. Unless they are going, there's still so much work to do that the third shift will come in at midnight and sign in, and they'll work all the way from midnight to 8 a.m. So 24 hours. The place is always open. But the place is always open because what you're doing has demand. People want it. So in order to be able to supply the demand, they make sure that the companies that are involved are working 24 hours. These are private companies, right now, bank companies. So. But there's so much demand for the kind of service that they are offering is that they need to work 24 hours. So yes, you can call it a 24-hour economy. It means that the economy is buoyant. Things are happening. Things are happening that so many sectors will have to stay open because there's a buoyant economy, there's activity, so they have to run in shifts. That is what a 24-hour economy is. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Ghana has adopted its own version, I don't know. Guzitando is the head, I don't know who the PR is, but today I'm telling you on my show, and my platform is always open, they should explain and let Ghanaians understand what a 24-hour economy is. The foundation of a 24-hour economy is a good currency and a buoyant economy, and we have started. And if we gradually build on this, and the gold board is still kicking us, and we gradually build on this, we will get to a point where naturally companies are going to have to stay working around the clock. That is the 24-hour economy. So my advice is this. We are getting the foundations right with the economy. That's why I say we should all at this point kick in to make sure that it succeeds. Because it's only when it succeeds then we can go to the next step. Nobody will tell us, oh, nobody will tell us that Chala economy is booming part. There's haulage companies going up and down. We are there. We have to make sure that fuel companies remain open because of the buoyancy in the economy. This is happening. It's so buoyant. It's so active. So whether you like it or not, these things have to keep going. That is automatically evolves into an economy that is buoyant. But people don't understand it because it has not been explained well. And Mr. President, believe it or not, people are waiting for the announcement from government that from March 8th, everything has started. It will be a 24-hour economy. All the ministries only have 24 hours a year. No! But I'm saying this is what people are expecting because the people who have been put in charge of the 24-hour economy have not communicated it for people to understand what it is. So hear me out. Hear me out. In the absence of that communication, that people really do not understand it properly, you should expect that the opposition or the minority will quickly kick against you're trying to establish an authority for it.
We have a lot of institutions that are already overlapping, that are already duplicated in terms of functions and structures. We already have all of them. Why are they trying to set up another one? Are we not tired of abusing and misusing state resources in the name of politics and creating jobs for the boys? Is it what we want to do for Ghanaians? The young people out there, look at them. Only a few of them even get jobs to do. Why are we continuing this recycling unfortunate inimical policies that are destroying this country?
The best conclusion I can say about this is much ado about nothing. I don't see the head and tail, and I would advise the Attorney General that this, my brother, must be bold and advise that this bill must be withdrawn, be looked into, and if possible, be presented again.
Do you follow what I'm saying? I'm not saying their kick against it is right or wrong, but it is understandable because nobody knows exactly what it is. So my point today is that please take your time and explain what the 24-hour economy is supposed to be. I say, I don't know, maybe Ghana will have a different template. I can't compare it to what I realized or saw in America. Maybe we have our own system that is coming. Great! Maybe we even have a better system. Great! That is not my argument. The only thing I'm saying, explain it. And Your Excellency, trust me, if this is explained to the point that Ghanaians all understand it, it is the Ghanaians themselves who tell you, say, oh, Charlie, this is a great idea. We'll be here another year or two or something, because they understand it. So me, that's my whole thing, and that's why I want to get it out to the NDC Communications. To explain to the people, you owe it to us. An idea is somewhere, it is not an if or no, you owe it to us. But my sad thing is that nobody, as I stand here, has been able to explain to me how that will work in Ghana. Folks, let me tell you something. Free SHS, fantastic idea by any stretch of the imagination. Every person who is of school-going age will have free SHS. Fantastic idea. But we turned into politics. So there was a need to do it. And we rushed it. Yes, that's it. So all of a sudden we started free SHS. And you and I know the wahala that we saw. Why? Because we didn't take time to implement it. Instead of implementing an educational policy, we rushed to implement a political campaign promise. And that is why free HSS suffered the way it did. Now I see that time has elapsed and certain changes are being made. And so my fear is this. Yeah, unless this concept is really explained to Ghana and the plan for implementation is laid out correctly for everybody to be on the same page before you start the implementation gradually, maybe progressively, then Ghanaians will start to understand. But my worry is that Ghana for papa. Somebody is actually waiting for the time where they say, oh, finally, the NDC, Mahama announced that from a certain date, it's now 24 hours. It is not like that. It can get confusing. Even an intelligent person like Dr. Napo was so confused, says, even Jesus Christ sleeps. Have you forgotten? An intelligent potential vice president said, let's say Jesus Christ, who can work for 24 hours?
It is not possible. Copy the rest of your 24 hours. Jacopo Bo Riasano, and you may order. Jacopo Bo Riasano, and you may order.
It is a dumb statement, but understandable. Well, it's surprising because he went to school in the UK, and I'm sure he could have seen certain examples that prove that it is possible. But the interpretation was that, boom, and then started. Every shop is operating 24 hours. That is stupid. But unfortunately, whether that is stupid or not, that is how the Ghanaians understood it. But that is not what it is. So I'm begging Jim and your team and NDC Communications for, wake up! These are things that are in your alley to try and get the explanation very well so that you too can explain it. Because until you do that, the gendarme that will rise against you will hit you like a ton of bricks. Forget even about NDC Communicators. Don't you have MPs in Parliament? And I can bet you any given day if I see an MP, NDC MP, and I put them right in the face and explain what the 24-hour economy is, I can put it directly to your faces. That most MPs will get it wrong. Why? Because nobody really clearly understands it.
Mr. Speaker, the 24-hour economy and the authority that is being established to implement it is not the vehicle that will create a 24-hour economy. It is a coordinating secretariat that will coordinate the activities of all the other sectors who, when they function and function properly, would deliver a very productive sector and will deliver employment. That is the whole idea.
But as I've explained, a 24-hour economy is an economy that's so buoyant. Things have opened. When I was in the US, I was working for a company called the Word Processing Professionals. And we're placing IT people in companies around the clock. Because at 2 a.m. you can get a call from IBM or a big company that we are preparing this document to send here. We need somebody who's an expert in some IT software. And they'll call my company. And at 2 a.m. I have to find somebody to call, say, Charlie, these people are looking for somebody. They were called temporaries. And they will go and do the work. But I'm saying it's because the economy was buoyant. There was work in the system. There was demand in the system. And the problem we have right now is that there's not so much work and so much demand. I hear there's DVLA, I'm giving it an example. DVLA wants to go 24 hours, so whether it's going 24 hours.
24-hour economy. What's that from next year going? DVLA, we can't do 24 hours. All regional offices in this country and that DVLA will do 24-hour service, except that of Savannah region, Oti region, and Northeast, right? Yeah. So every regional office, including all the offices in Greater Accra, will be doing 24-hour services. So stay tuned, Massa. Make you not go past any go in there. Come straight to DVL. We will do DVL. Oh, the Asempa 24-hour economy.
Yes, it is great. But how many people will at 3 a.m. need a license plate? So what I say, every now and then, some agency may happen, but it's not like on a 24-hour basis. They be here by 2, 3, 4 hours. Every time you have to stay open because people will come. But when the economy is so buoyant and activity is so incredibly activated to the point that you need the service around the clock, then you need a 24-hour economy. From the way I see it, it's got to be gradual. There was one time that I did a show, and the free advice I gave was that look at something like the Commander Sugar Factory. I just gave an example. Many economists in Timpacho, don't take my word, but there are economists and seasoned business people in Ghana. Pick their brains. I said, look at the Commander Sugar Factory. And Look at the amount of sugar we import into Ghana. Billions of dollars. Now, Commander Sugar Factory, we have the plantation to grow sugar cane. What is left? We have to find a way to boost the agricultural sector to the sense that we now have sugarcane plantations. People will work on it, farmers will need it, people will work employment about. And then there should be a law or policy that states that in Ghana, all the breweries have no choice but to buy sugar from Commander. A law. If you want to import sugar, put so much tariffs on the importation of sugar that it is not even attractive to import sugar. Go to Commander Nakoto. All secondary schools will now buy from Commander. Everything that needs sugar will buy Commander. Folks, but let somebody sit down and they will tell you how much money foreign currency will save if you can do this in Ghana. And trust me, if the Commander Sugar Factory has been propped up to be the only supplier for all breweries in sugar, the market sugar, schools sugar, if they are charged with that, you have no idea the amount of sugar that needs to be produced a day. And I tell you, you have no idea that immediately Commander Sugar Cane Factory will be set up as a 24-hour operation. Because you have to be churning out. We need people working every shift. So I'm saying target areas. Nobody has started. Shoe factory. Come on, say shoe factory. Do you see the kinds of shoes that they can make? Belts. As we sit now, all the military belts, soldier for, police for, navy for, all the belts are imported. Somebody should come up with a budget and tell us how much money we spend on importing belts and camboos for the army and the police and the navy. See that if we empower the commodity factory and maybe one other things to start making them for Ghana and Ghana alone, these have to be immediate 24-hour businesses. Folks, me can't be a politician. You won't vote for me or against me because of this. But I'm saying this for those who are in power and authority to understand that teach the Ghanaians to understand what a buoyant economy means and how that can ginger companies to start. And when the companies start and there's that kind of demand, automatically, naturally, we will end up having 24-hour companies. So this is what I think Guzi and his team should start explaining to people. Let us understand this. Let us know what is happening. And once you know, then we can walk with you and understand you in the journey. Because and we are now all on the same page, you know. But if in the absence of nothing, nobody has talked to us about the 24-hour economy, we know it was a campaign promise, just like free SHS, and then all of a sudden we're going to set up an authority to do what? This is the lapses that you leave so that gendarmes too can exploit and ruin what is possibly a very good thing. As I said, gendarmes will exploit and ruin what can be potentially a very good thing. What is potentially a very good thing? What is potentially a very good thing is that we continue on the path that you have set on. The city keeps appreciating, keep doing more wonders with the gold board. We are not going to refine our own gold in Ghana. Manager, do you know the wonders? Do you know the value that is going to add to Ghana? Do you know how quickly we can stop going around begging for money? These are the things. Concentrate on them, I beg, and do them. And then gradually expand into all these areas. I know you have a lot of plans for the 24-hour economy, getting into farming and the water basin and doing this and that. Glorious things, fantastic things. Explain it to us. Let us all understand it and be on the same page that we know that this is the plan. And let's walk with you And then when you tell us that you are going to set up an authority, we understand it. Why? Because we know exactly what you're going to do. How? You have told us. And so when we know exactly what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, then we understand why out of the blue we hear that you are now going to start with an authority, blah, 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 blah. Me, I don't take a stance I'm against the starting of an authority, because an authority simply means a body that is going to be responsible for coordinating the activities of an organization, of anything. So an authority is going to be a body that is going to help coordinate the activities of 24-hour service and things. But in the absence of a thorough understanding of what the 24-hour thing is, I'm sorry, JM, the door is open for gendarmes to exploit, and they will. They will. All this 24 day, why do we need this? We don't need the policy. And people like Stika and Kujo Ponkruma argue vehemently in Parliament, we don't need it. This is just a thing.
We have a lot of institutions that are already overlapping, that are already duplicated in terms of functions and structures. We already have all of them. Why are they trying to set up another one? Are we not tired of abusing and misusing state resources in the name of politics and creating jobs for the boys? Is it what we want to do for Ghanaians? The young people out there, look at them. Only a few of them even get jobs to do. Why are we continuing this recycling unfortunate inimical policies that are destroying this country?
You remember the launch of your manifesto when His Excellency the President, then candidate, had the clock behind him. 1, 3, 3. One job, 3 staff, 3 shifts. Mr. Speaker, we have read this bill from clause 1 to clause 28. There is no mention whatsoever from clause 1 to 28. There is no mention of an around-the-clock working cycle. There is no mention of it here. If there's any Ghanaian youth out there who labors under the apprehension that what the government has brought is about 24-hour working cycle, please read it. It's not in it.
Right now, I can't blame them. They are just like us, who have heard of this great concept called 24-hour economy. The only difference is that some may not want it to work. Any idea that? Some may not want it to work. Some may actively be agitating that it fails. But I'm just advising you that if it should work and not fail, then let it be communicated to Ghanaians to understand fully what it is, so that we know what it takes and understand what we have to do to get it. And when we do, and you say you're not coming up with an authority, we understand why. We know why. But right now, to me, it looks too much like, I promised free SHS. So I've come, we're starting next week, Tuesday. Then the whole Ghana Airbus, and I'm for we are starting free SHS. And then you see the horror of the start of free SHS. Not just the start, though. You see what headmasters had to go through. And you know what was wrong? It was not communicated well, and it was not implemented well. So it opened that door to all the failings and the misgivings that happened. One reason, though, nobody understood it. Even those who are in the helm of it didn't understand it. Slogan, hey, 24-hour economy. It's a nice slogan, very powerful. Say the 24-hour economy, 24-hour economy. And we dance to it. But they say, the campaign is over. You are now in the helm, my dear President. And I know you have a vision for it. And it is a broad vision, extensive, but Mr. President, we who know sort of have an understanding of what you're talking about, but we don't even have enough details. Neither do your MPs. Neither do the communication people understand it. Take a break. Take a week. Munkoshe baby. Do a retreat and understand what the 24-hour economy is. Teach them. Bring in experts, knowledgeable ones. Let them explain 1 week or more. And then when they come out and they start talking, we'll realize that, Charlie, wow, they're talking intelligently. And everything they are saying is possible if we do this, if we do that. But please, NDC, Mr. President, don't let the 24-hour economy take the character and the like of the free SHS. Now we promise we will do it. No. And I know you will not allow that. But trust me, this jandam about we are starting an authority, it will need internal auditors and whatever. About time to do. Take your time and let people understand the benefits of a 24-hour economy. And let people know that it's not that every company will be going 24 hours. No! It's not like that. There are just some vital ones that will be going 24 hours. Filling stations, they have to stay open. And you have mentioned that if filling stations have to stay open, they mean the security services also have to be giving them protection. Market women who go up at 3 a.m., at 3 a.m. on Namabontin or Komakola, they need protection. So we have new security services working to protect them. Please, all these I'm saying, everything should be arranged well so that we know that it is taking off, and it is taking off well. I like what Danwell said. Danwell is an insurance company. I'm not giving them free props. But what I like is that their slogan, if it must be done, it must be done well. And Danwell, I'll send you an invoice. Producer, please find me their finance name. I'll send you an invoice because my mom will publicity. No, if it must be done, it must be done well. The same thing with free progressive education. If you want to do it well, they make it slow and make it progressive. But we boom, mayor, because I promised the campaign, so free education, and you saw the horrors. Now, I'm thankful that things have seemed to have been straightened up, and we are on the right path, and we hope to be on the right path. But I'm begging the NDC, I'm begging the president, please let's not rush into 24-hour economy. Let's explain it. Let's sell the idea so that even Ghanaians who are singing singing the song, own it. And by owning it, I mean they understand it, they will work for it, and they will defend it. So that's all I wanted to say. And I wanted to set this up as a wake-up call to NDC Communications. I say, pay attention to this. So, Mr. President, as we are celebrating all the major achievements you have chalked, the CD value, appreciating of the currency, never before in the history of this country. Inflation has gone down to the lowest, never before in this country. Name it. The gold refinery is booming. We are actually building a gold refinery never before in this country. Fuel prices have gone down to a level never before in this country, folks. And it goes on and on and on. And I also want to include eventually, and now we have a 24-hour economy, and the economy is booming and never before. That's what I want. And for me, even the renaming of the airport to Accra International Airport is a big accomplishment, man. Never before. People wanted to go to Kwame Nkrumah Street with people like me. But no, we know what we are dealing with. So yeah, let's take it step by step. We shall get there. But I want us to get there, all bases covered, including a 24-hour economy. Let's leave no room for Jandam to exploit. Let us stay focused. Forget about all the world leaders who are inviting you. Forget about say, your president now hot, everybody wants him.
The high demand and the very great prestige that President Mahama has brought to the office of the President of Ghana, that he so well sought after. He's in such high demand that world leaders are not taking no for an answer. They are not looking at his calendar, at his schedules, whatever they will do to lift him, airlift him to their countries and send him wherever he has to be next. They are doing that.
Forget about that. Why hot? Great. So turn that hotness into Ghana to focus on the direction that we have started beautifully in, so that at the end of the day, anybody who thinks Ghana is so hot that they want to invite JM, they should come to Ghana and see and feel our hotness. Folks, let's keep doing it, man, because this country, I now see it, I now feel it, I now sense it, that we are there. This country shall rise again.